Coincidence or God? Some people would call this story a coincidence, and I used to be one of them. This is the story of Marry Her, the Interrogation. Back when I was working at WAGA TV5 in Atlanta, Greg, a fellow cameraman, walked into my edit suite and said, "Hey man, come meet my girlfriend and her hot friend." So I got up and went with him. His girlfriend, Donna, was there with her very best friend, Jaci. They were going out on a date with Greg and his roommate later that evening. I met Jaci briefly, along with a lot of other people he wanted to introduce his girlfriend to, and that was it. Plus, I was already dating someone at the time. Now, when that relationship ended, I came and found Greg and said, "Hey, do you think you could get me Jaci's phone number?" Later that same afternoon, Greg gave it to me. So I called. Now, you got to remember, this is way before cell phones. So I was actually calling her parents' landline. A man answered and he said, "Hello, Bieberstein residence." And I said, "Hi, is Jaci there?" He said, "Can I tell her who's calling?" "Yes, sir. This is TJ. I'm one of her friends." Then he replied, "Well, hi, TJ. My name is John. I'm her dad. And you wouldn't know that because you're not one of her friends." Oh my gosh, really? Then he said, "Do you have any more lies for me?" And I said, "Well, I actually met her a year ago when she came to visit the TV station with her friend Donna." Then he asked me, "Donna who?" Now, wait a minute. I can personally barely remember people's first names. Now her dad wants to know a last name? Come on, man, please. And before I could even answer him, "Since you work at the TV station, are you one of those good-looking guys on TV?" And I said, "No, sir. I'm actually a cameraman and editor." He came back with, "Well, why are you calling her now? Have you used up all your lady contacts?" Then out of nowhere, nowhere, Donna's last name popped in my head, and I gave it to him. And he said, "Well, if you're a friend of hers, you can call Jaci in the morning." So the next morning, I called Jaci. Now, she didn't even remember meeting me at all. But she did remember coming to the TV station to visit with her friend Donna. Not exactly the romantic start I was hoping for, but somehow I was able to convince her to meet me for lunch the next day. And that lunch is when the story really gets interesting, because before I even knew it was her, I heard God say something I had no idea what to do with. To be continued in tomorrow's episode, Marry Her, the Red Pumps. There are more stories like this in my book, Control Freak, The Least Valuable Player. Find the book in my profile and follow for the next story that made me ask, coincidence or God?